In a quiet valley tucked between rolling hills and ancient trees lived a small red fox named Finn. He wasn't the fastest fox, nor the strongest, nor the bravest, but he had something others didn't. A curious heart and a head full of questions. Every night, Finn would sit atop the tallest hill, gazing at the glowing moon. It felt like the moon was watching over him, listening without judgment, lighting his way in the dark. To him, the moon was a friend, silent, constant, kind. But lately, Finn had stopped visiting the hill. Something inside him felt dim, like a candle without a flame. One morning, Finn caught sight of his reflection in a pond. But what startled him wasn't his face. It was a shadow behind him. It was long. It was dark. And it whispered. "You're not good enough," the shadow murmured. "You're always late. You'll never do anything great." Finn's ears drooped. The words weren't loud, but they clung to him like thorns on fur. He had heard them before, from others, but mostly from himself. Now, the shadow carried those thoughts, following him wherever he went. Finn tried to run faster, hoping to leave the shadow behind. He ran through golden fields, over pebbled streams, and into thick woods. But no matter how fast his paws moved, the shadow was always there, stretching longer as the sun rose, clinging tighter when the sky turned gray. He asked the wind, "Why won't it leave me?" The wind whispered back, "It lives in your fear." That evening, Finn lay beside a sleeping tree, exhausted. That's when a silver voice broke the silence. "You've stopped visiting me," the moon said gently, rising like a lantern in the sky. Finn sighed. "I didn't want you to see me like this." "Like what?" "Weak, lost, small." The moon's glow grew brighter. "My dear fox," she said, "even the smallest star still shines in the dark. Why do you carry your shadow like it's your truth?" Finn blinked. "Because it knows all my mistakes." The moon paused, her light shimmering like tears on leaves. "But do you know what the shadow forgets?" "What?" "Your heart." The moon told him a secret that only the night creatures knew. "Every creature has a shadow," she said. "Even me, but shadows don't define us. They're just reminders of where we've been, not where we're going." Finn tilted his head. "Then why does it hurt?" "Because you believe the shadow more than the light inside you." The moon continued, her voice soft as feathers. "You think you're small, Finn, but you held kindness when others turned away. You think you're slow, but you listen when others rushed. You think you're lost, but your heart still asks questions, and that means you're still alive." Finn's eyes shimmered. No one had ever said that to him before. "I thought I needed to be perfect," he whispered. "No," said the moon. "You only need to be whole, and wholeness includes your cracks." Suddenly, the shadow behind Finn wavered. It wasn't gone, but it was quieter. The next morning, Finn did something he hadn't done in weeks. He climbed the hill again, paws soft against the dew-covered grass. When he reached the top, he stood tall and looked at his shadow. It was still there, still dark, but now he stepped beside it. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He breathed, and the breeze carried the whisper of the moon. The shadow walks with you, but it does not walk as you. Days passed. Whenever the shadow grew loud, Finn would sit quietly and remember the moon's words. He began sharing his journey with others, animals who also carried heavy shadows, a squirrel afraid of failing, a deer haunted by old regrets, a bird who had stopped singing. Together, they listened. Together, they healed. One evening, a young fox cub sat beside Finn. "Why do you look at the moon so much?" the cub asked. Finn smiled. "Because she reminds me that even when the night is long, light always returns." The cub nodded. "I'm scared of my shadow." Finn wrapped his tail around the cub. "Me too, sometimes," he said. "But fear loses power when you face it with a gentle heart." That night, the moon rose higher than ever, lighting up the hill like a stage. Finn stood beneath her glow, eyes closed, heart open. He still had flaws. He still had fears. But he also had a choice, and he chose to walk, not behind his shadow, but beside it, with the moon above and his spirit awake. Finn was finally free. Moral: everyone carries shadows, mistakes, fears, self-doubt. But those shadows are not who we are. When we listen to the kindness within us, when we speak gently to ourselves, when we stop running and start understanding, we begin to heal. Your shadow may walk with you, but never let it lead you. You are more than what you've been through. You are light. You are growth. You are becoming.